Today we're going to be talking about platforms, where you're posting, what you should be posting, and how often you should be posting. We kind of want to do a deep dive and think about a specific business, what we would do if we were starting from scratch. I'm Wesley. The most recent show I watched was Andor, and it was amazing.
My name's Jake, and the recent show I watched was That's So Raven with my 5-year-old daughter.
Nice. Tyler doesn't watch shows.
You watched Coco Melon.
Too much shows.
Just Coco Melon.
One Piece.
One Piece.
Yeah.
That's Tyler.
I'm like episode 1300.
Yeah, you know Tyler, that's his
48.
shows.
Cool. Well, today we're going to be doing a deep dive into all the different social media platforms, where to post, what to post, and kind of where to go if you're starting from scratch. So I think kind of the main ones that we want to talk about here, especially for video marketing, right? I think of LinkedIn. I think of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Any others that you guys want to really dive into on this?
For the big ones, no. I think that's good.
mean, you could also talk about X and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Post on, but that's more copy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of videos on there now, but I feel like it's a lot more of the same thing that you'd be posting on your Instagram, honestly. So
Yeah.
So those are kind of the ones that we want to talk about. So let's start kind of in that order. LinkedIn. What type of stuff would you be posting on LinkedIn?
Stuff with value. You're not gonna it's not really entertainment on LinkedIn. And to be honest, most of the businesses probably that are going to be doing stuff are B2B, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of LinkedIn's MO, I
So
think.
when you say value, what do you mean exactly?
A lot of stuff on LinkedIn is like either sharing stories of success or reviews or things like that, or potentially showing other business owners or marketing managers, or what they can do to increase their bottom line or to help their business, right? So it's all giving advice. It's all sharing success stories. It's more of a, kind of a hurrah kind of content platform instead of, kind of randomness, I think.
Yeah.
It's information on businesses, I think,
Mostly.
right? You're promoting your business, you're giving advice, like Tyler said, and it's almost like every time I go on LinkedIn, it's always someone celebrating something.
Yeah.
And so I think it just kind of highlights someone's business and information. Yeah.
Okay, cool. YouTube?
Anything.
Anything?
I think
Information with like how-tos.
Yeah.
That's like my first thought is like whenever I need help with something, I instantly go to YouTube. How do I do this? YouTube. And so I think those are the biggest things that live on YouTube, right? There are, you could post shorts as well, but I think my first thought is if I need information or need to learn how to do something, I'm going straight to YouTube.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think information is the big thing there, right? It could be a how-to. It could be just teaching something in general, right?
Yeah.
Like if there's a topic that you're an expert in, then you can talk on YouTube about that specific topic in a lot of detail, and then also be promoting it on YouTube pretty simply.
Yeah.
It's kind of all in one in there. So next, Instagram.
I think, obviously shorts, are super quick, 15 to 30 second videos. I think at least the videos I watch, they're funny. That's me. So I like a lot of humor, tips and tricks possibly. So like some of those longer how-to videos or informational videos, if you break those down into like quick snippets, right? Those are things that can live on Instagram because they're quick answers. Someone's going on Instagram for something super quick and easy.
We're kind of moving across the spectrum of being helpful and kind of blurring into just entertainment, right? And so Instagram kind of can be helpful with things, but also is very heavily entertainment wise.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring us back a little bit, I think, to Facebook.
Oh yeah,
That goes back a little bit closer to YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of information, I mean, you got to think about who's on Facebook, right? A lot of older demographics. Sure, they like to watch things, but a lot of the stuff is, a lot more informational stuff that they're kind of looking for.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, I think like me personally, like I only use Facebook personally for myself just to talk with my friends.
Right.
And so I don't I think that's our age group is like we all had a Facebook that we don't use anymore.
Did you have a MySpace?
I was literally about to ask that question.
I did have.
I didn't have a
What was that?
MySpace.
MySpace and was it Tebow? What was that? There was another
I
platform.
didn't have the other one.
I didn't.
Bebo. Was it Bebo?
I don't know.
I knew about MySpace.
Someone should check me on that one.
I never had one. My mom didn't let me.
I wasn't allowed either, but I had a MySpace. So
Oh.
I know. I was a freaking bad kid.
Don't let Mama
Rebel.
Bowen hear about that.
She found out.
He went viral.
He went viral because of the beating that he got.
Nope. I have a great mom.
Mama Bowen. She breaks
He's
out
like,
a wooden spoon. I don't
if
know her
my
at all.
mom is watching, she is lovely.
My mom is great.
That's what you have to say.
So yeah, and then lastly TikTok. That was kind of the last one that we mentioned.
Just straight entertainment.
Yeah, straight entertainment,
Just
humor,
dance.
Dance is literally that's what
So
I
I mean,
think
you
of.
Showing
say
off stuff.
straight entertainment though, but like, is there? That sounds like there's no space for a business to be on then.
I mean, there is a space for a business, but I mean, I think it's super quick videos that just kind of have that dopamine hit. And sure, you can put some kind of information on there, right? But again, you have to keep your audience in mind and who's on there. I mean, the people that are on TikTok, and sure, there's my friends are on TikTok and they kind of waste time, on it as well. But a lot of it's 12 to 16-year-old girls, a lot of it, right? And they're dancing and stuff, and then that makes maybe some other, audiences, maybe some older gentlemen, but but you got to think about kind of who's watching this stuff, and and so I think a lot of entertainment, that's what I think it is. A lot of really short for one, and it should be kind of fun, entertaining.
You say short, but they've recently extended, and when I say recently, in the past year or so,
right,
extended it, right? That you can have longer and longer and longer videos on TikTok. So
yeah. And I think I think, and maybe when I say short, it's more like short attention span, right? Kind of capturing, right? And if you can keep somebody's attention span for that minute 30, then awesome, right? But I would assume in that video, it's probably a lot of kind of talking about that dopamine hit, a lot of stuff that kind of is just grabbing your attention the whole time. It's very interesting. That's where a lot of those videos, I see a lot of them, what are they called? They're, second date updates. I don't know if you've ever heard about that. It was a radio station out of Seattle, and they just take their phone calls of people not showing up on second dates, and then they call the person and see why. And usually it's something that they smelled or they had,
Oh, I was just listening to that the other day. That was actually pretty interesting.
Right. And so they're super fun to listen to, and they freaking catch my attention, and then they end right before you get the actual answer. Right. And then you have to go and find the freaking one that you watched. And so, but it's everywhere. That's Instagram and TikTok. There's a ton of those, and they're what's it called? They're playing them. They're split screening them with dumb stuff like cars driving, playing a video game or something.
It's always with the video game, like
something.
Runner.
Exactly right. So you're locked in on that video game, but then you're also listening to them talk about somebody not showing up because they stink, or they found something in the room that was kind of crazy, maybe some like leather or something, weird stuff that they're like, I don't know what that's for, but it turns out that he's a cosplayer, right? But you would never know, but you're thinking that this guy's a nutcase or this guy's a crazy person, right? And so it locks you in. And again, talking about that dopamine hit, right? You want to know what's going on. You want to be entertained. And there's a ton of that stuff on TikTok, a lot on Instagram as well, and YouTube Shorts. But again, all that really shorter content, or short content that keeps you involved just for long enough that then you go, oh, well, now I have to go figure out what's going on with this story, and then go find it and go onto their page. And
they're almost frustrating, those videos, because you literally you don't want to know, but you also are like, I need to know what happens. And then you literally take your time Googling and trying to find the full video, because you're like, I just took 2 minutes and I didn't get a resolution.
Well, have you noticed that what social platforms are doing now is you watch a video, and then if you go onto their page via that video and you scroll down and scroll down, it will be a different color and it will say just watched.
Yeah.
Right. So and then you can then go on to part 2 from there. Right. And so all these social platforms are kind of evolving to that so that you can kind of get that full story. But I mean, it's all trying to drag you in, get views, get, again, that kind of to give that dopamine hit. So it just keeps you there and keeps you there and keeps you there.
Cool. So I'm starting a business. Do I want to be on all these, making all these different types of videos?
Freaking no.
Well,
social media is so tough. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, you should do it.
Well, I mean, let's say we're doing like a detailer, right? Yeah. I do car detailing.
Yeah, you should be on
I should
platforms
be on all
for
of
sure.
them?
Eventually, I say eventually, but initially, I don't think that you need to be on all of them. I mean, YouTube is always a great option. There's kind of a clear. A lot of people kind of understand the YouTube algorithm a little bit more and kind of a better pathway to success. A lot of these other ones kind of live trying to be viral, but if you're putting a lot of information on YouTube, then you can win more times and potentially lose.
Because like I think if I'm starting out on making content, right, I'm thinking the more I have, right, the more places I am, the more likely I am to be found, right? So shouldn't I just make something and post it everywhere if I can? I mean, obviously, like if I make a horizontal video, I can't post it on TikTok, but like
I would, as Tyler was saying, I would tell you, or I'd tell someone who's in this industry that if you were barely starting out, it is hard to stay consistent. It really is sometimes, right? When you're filming a video and you have to edit it or post it, it takes time
consuming, yep.
Right? It's time consuming, and so you really want to focus on, okay, I'm going to start out, where should I start out, right? So my first question I would ask you is, I mean, before you did car detailing, where did you find those videos? Were they on YouTube? Were they on Instagram? Right? So if you were to say YouTube, I would say start with YouTube. That way you're focusing on YouTube, you post your videos on YouTube. If you're trying to post videos on Instagram and TikTok at the same time, but people are commenting on your videos, but you're like, oh, I'm posting videos here, I don't have time to comment back or talk to the viewers that are commenting on my video, you're losing traction, right? So if people are commenting on your video, you can interact with them. Hey, send me a message if you have questions about what type of cleaner I use or whatever, right? If you want to clean your own car or whatever, right? You can respond to them and they're like, oh, he actually listens to me, right? You're engaging with your viewers. They'll engage back with you, and that will help you grow. Eventually, like Tyler said, once you get a growing and a following, you can start posting different types of videos on different platforms, but I would focus on, for example, YouTube.
Well, and focusing on, like you said, I mean, it's time consuming in general, but focusing on one platform and just trying to grow one platform is a lot easier than trying to juggle 5.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, social media it's really funny because we talk about social media and it's such a huge part and we have to do it, but I feel like a lot of people hate social media. They hate it, especially business owners. Right? And so now you have to juggle 5 platforms. Instead, just focus on one. Figure out what you need to do, what's working, all that stuff, double down on that. And then once that's kind of going, then you can kind of start opening up different platforms.
See, my question would be, like, are you on all those platforms yourself every day? Are you on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook? Every single day, are you on those platforms? Because me, I'm mostly just on Instagram. I don't really go to any other platforms. So if you're thinking about, okay, I'm in a car detailing place, where do most of those audience members live?
Sure.
Right? Because then if you're juggling all those platforms, you're wasting your time, to be honest.
Right.
Until you get big enough and you're like, oh, I have a bigger following. I need to start posting in different areas.
I think it's whatever platform that I still have on my phone, because I feel like I'll spend like hours on YouTube and then I'll delete it. And then I have to go to Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I have to download YouTube again. And then I disable Instagram because it's, but I'm always on something.
But it's always one thing.
Yeah.
You're always not juggling things,
I don't
even as a
juggle.
viewer.
Yep. Right.
Interesting. So you would specifically just stay on one, though, just for the juggling reasons?
Well, and just because like I said, focusing on one thing is going to be way easier to grow one thing than growing 5 things. Right.
Because like the one thing that we talked a little bit about in the past too that I kind of want to bring up with that is like growing somewhere, like it's hard to make them mesh too.
Right.
Like the way it is easier in the past, but the way right now I make a video and I put it on YouTube and then I put some shorts on Instagram and say, hey, check out the full video on YouTube. Instagram's not happy about that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Nowadays, I mean, and that's it. Well, they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to leave that platform. And so they kind of, I don't want to say hurt you for it, but it could potentially hurt if you're trying to post on a ton of stuff at one time.
Because, yeah, if Instagram is, he's posting great videos, we're going to keep pushing. And then he's like, oh, now he's telling his audience or his viewers to go to YouTube. Well, we're not with YouTube. They're making the viewers leave our Instagram, and we're not making as much money anymore. Well, we're not going to push his content because it's not helping us.
And I think that's something that would be not something that instantly happens, right? So you may see like a slight boost when you initially do those type of things. But I think that comes from the algorithm learning about you, and it learns like, okay, someone watched their video and then instantly left Instagram. And that's a recurring thing because they do take your transcripts and stuff, but like I don't know if they're gonna flag every video that says YouTube in it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe if every single video says that, then maybe they're gonna start the algorithm. But I think the main thing that the algorithm's gonna look for is noticing, hey, every time someone's watching a video from these guys, they're leaving Instagram, and that's really where you're gonna see that negate real fast. And so just understanding like how that algorithm works and understanding that each algorithm is made specifically to keep you right there is a big
kind of something to keep in mind.
Yeah, the way you make social media marketing work, right? Organic marketing where you're not having to pay ads all the time. The way you make it work is by being consistent and by understanding what the algorithm wants of you.
Right. And I don't think, and kind of to your point, I don't think that like you're going to get, like if you made a video and you posted it on all three, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I really don't think that you're going to be penalized right away. Right. Like unless, again, like it's always happening. So like post, right? Maybe, and maybe that's a great way to go. Maybe post on all three and see which one you're getting the most traction on and then focus on it.
It's a smart idea. I think too is you don't need to put a URL or go check my YouTube channel out on Instagram, right? If they're going to YouTube or Instagram and they're kind of jumbling back and forth, kind of like Tyler said when he's, I'm on YouTube for a month and then I'll delete it and I'm on Instagram now. If they liked your video, they'll go find you on YouTube. You don't have to say, oh, here's my YouTube channel, right? And so as Tyler said, yeah, post on a couple and see which one works better. And then especially if you're like, I don't know, if I will do better on YouTube or Instagram at the beginning, maybe that's the best way to start out is maybe post the same video on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok or whatever you want to do, right? And then see, okay, maybe it's better for me to stay on YouTube.
Cool. So going back to that detailing business I'm starting, I kind of got into it because of Instagram. They had some cool like ASMR or like satisfying type videos on Instagram, and that's kind of why I got into it. And I was like, man, I could do this too. That's why I started my detailing shop. What should I do now? How do I get into the content game?
I would start with that. The videos that you watch.
Do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And then hire Social Paragon. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, exactly. I think you're doing the same thing. I mean, there's going to be a billion people doing the same stuff, right? There is, right? That's how social media has grown forever, right? Do the same thing, kind of create those videos. You probably will get some kind of following just because they're nice videos and people are addicted to them. Again, the dopamine hit from just watching something that's just catches your attention is great. And then you can kind of grow from there, right? Figure out, kind of do that A/B testing and figure out what really works for you. Put in maybe a little bit of branding somewhere, right? Even if it's like, I don't know, maybe if you are, blowing off, or using the circular blower and, cleaning out some carpet, if your nozzle is a crazy color, right? That's a great way to brand yourself, right? Doing it just a little bit different so that, they kind of eventually will recognize that as you instead of somebody else is just using a black nozzle, right? Something easy, as simple as that can be something that catches people's eyes.
Okay, cool. So I start to get some traction on Instagram now, but I'm just doing those ASMR videos.
I think that
What should is there any way that I can exponentially grow? I'm starting to like kind of plateau now.
I think you can start doing some other types of videos, right? For one, do information videos. Obviously you may want to, start a YouTube channel at that point to put information videos and maybe a Facebook, or maybe you're doing all three of them to try to figure out what type of video works on each platform. But, there's different types of content that you can create. The ASMR is great. Information videos, when you should come to a detailer. If you want to try it yourself, maybe you can use this and this and this product. Even product reviews, right? And there's a billion and one different products out there that are good, from ceramic coating to just regular wash, and what order to use all those in, right? And then when to put a complete clear wrap around your car to save everything at the same time. There's so much stuff that you can do as a detailer to give out a lot of information. But then when people start to go and detail their own car, they're going to go, I don't want to do this, and they potentially will go to you, right? So it's all.
So you gave me a lot of videos
stuff
there,
yep.
Which is awesome. But I have my ASMR videos, and then you said it sounded like the main one you focused on there was like either product reviews or educational that teaches about how you do what you do, or how to take care of the product afterwards, how to keep your car clean after I clean it.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah.
What is that you mentioned YouTube? Are those specifically YouTube ones that I'm going to use then, or do I grow that on Instagram as well? Where do I go from there?
Like I said, you potentially could post them on both, especially if you're just kind of starting out, to see kind of how they do react, right? I mean, why not? But I would assume I would recommend kind of doing.
Is it a new channel on Instagram, a new page?
You could,
or do I do it on the same one?
I think you can include, because ASMR videos are kind of just those.
There's attention
grabber videos. They're satisfying, right? And I think you can include those types of shots or showing that type of stuff in those informational videos. And so they're still the same topic, right? You're showing them cleaning, and then you're showing you explaining how you did it, right? My thought is too, you can even sit in front of a car you just detailed with a car owner, just holding a lav mic. How did you feel having us come here? Get a testimonial from them, right? And I think as long as you're showing you cleaning the car or what it looked like before and after, but giving information, I still feel like it could fit on the same channel. It's still pointed
toward cleaning a car. And so I think that I don't think you need to create a whole new, Instagram page, post it on the same thing, but create a YouTube channel for those as well, especially for those longer videos. If they are going to be longer, right? We're going to talk for 5 minutes, 10 minutes about a product and how to really use it, and the feldspar to try to get off all the stuff. Like I said, I mean, there's a billion different videos that you can create, but the information videos really should have a place to live. And then as well as kind of going into, sure, we're talking about social platforms and stuff like that, but if you have a video that you're posting on YouTube and you link that to your website and you embed that onto your website, that helps with your SEO, because Google owns YouTube, right? So now we're not only getting views, and we're also helping SEO and trying to get traction there as well. So that's another kind of concept as well.
Cool.
That makes sense.
So this sounds like I'm doing really good at this point, right? Like,
oh yeah,
I've got a decent following. It's probably not huge yet, but we're talking thousands, tens of thousands, maybe. We're talking, right? Hopefully, at that point, like, it almost feels like the video part's taking a lot. I probably need to hire someone to help me with this, and have them focus a little more on that. But where do I want to grow after that then?
Like, as in what platform you should go to?
Yeah, so we've kind of nailed down, like, I have these product reviews, right, and we have a couple testimonials that are in there too. We have the how to take care of my products and stuff that are all sitting on YouTube, and I still have my ASMR and a couple of the other things on Instagram as well. Is that all I should do, or what's my next step? I want to know, like, how am I ever going to get to using all 5? I don't know. Like, in this,
you totally can. I mean,
LinkedIn doesn't maybe fit. I don't know. Like,
I mean, it depends on, like, again, you're detailing cars. Eventually, you're going to want to, every time you go to a B2B, you may make more money, right? That's why business internet's more expensive than personal internet, right? It's the same kind of internet, but you're a business, so you're going to be charged more. So it's the same thing, if you are cleaning cars and you want to potentially make more money per car, or you want a higher volume of cars to try to, and maybe even give somebody a discount, you could post on LinkedIn and focus more on fleet.
Okay.
Right. You could, and cleaning, all the cars instead of just a individual's car. Right.
Or
you
higher
could go,
end.
Exactly. Or
Right,
higher
like
end.
if you
right?
start
Lamborghinis
posting
and
videos
stuff.
of you clean Lamborghinis or Bugattis or Ferraris or whatever,
Right.
you're going to target higher end clientele. You'll be making more money and
You
working
think
less.
that those type of videos fit on LinkedIn then, or
I mean,
I don't know about
CEOs.
LinkedIn.
I mean, CEOs
It could be
have
CEOs,
nicer
yeah.
cars, right?
Yeah.
They have more money, so you totally could post those, right? Hey, I do higher end vehicles, stuff like that. That also should go on. If you are detailing Lambos, you should put that on
definitely
Instagram.
on
You should,
Instagram.
For sure.
right? Because that's just kind
Definitely
of
on
clout
YouTube,
chasing, right?
yeah.
Which you totally should be doing that. Yes, 1,000%. And then TikTok as well,
Yeah.
right? I mean, even the ASMR does really well on TikTok. Really, really well on TikTok. And so, as you kind of grow, again, kind of going back to like focusing on maybe one platform at a time, until you kind of have a following. And then, but, there's not like timestamps on these that matter, right? So if you do have 100 ASMR videos and they're all posted on Instagram and you have that following, you could use the same videos and start posting on TikTok in the future, but you already have that content. So now it's a very regular, consistent thing because you already have the content. You don't have to wait for anything. It's already there, right? So hopefully that's going to be a somewhat of a quicker growth just because you have the content, right? So kind of building, I don't know, like a pyramid, I guess, or building blocks. Yeah, building blocks. The pyramid.
The building blocks.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, that would be my potential idea, and then, but again, kind of opening up to the fleet is a great idea. Kind of a different demographic or a different market that's the same thing, but you're hitting kind of a different demographic, if you will, instead of just individuals. You're going B2B.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's kind of a cool little example of how, like, the steps you could kind of take, starting out small and then getting big and being on all 5 platforms, which I think it's pretty cool. It's like, I mean, it's going to take years, right?
Oh, probably, yeah.
And that's something to note, right? Is start small, be consistent at the beginning. You're going to have those hundreds of ASMR videos if you're doing that at the beginning. But then as you continue to, once you start to see like, oh, we've hit like a good rhythm here, all my videos are kind of getting the same amount of views and stuff, and I want to keep growing, then you got to find something new and just finding those new ways and keep adding and adding and adding. In the, like you said, keep pointing in the exact same direction, then it just works.
Right.
And that's what we want to preach, is how to have that growth mindset, so that way you can have the video marketing plan that'll work for your business. So,
and you might be like Wes, and you might want to be like, well, I'm done with Instagram, I'm moving to YouTube, I'm going to keep growing, I'm going to keep doing this. That timeline can be different for everyone, and it takes a lot of time, and you have to stay consistent. It's not like you're going to get 1 million followers in a week, right? You have to be consistent, and so stay with it, post, start with one platform, and keep on moving up, and eventually you'll reach your goals.
Right. And the type of content that you make is always going to change, right? I mean, there's going to be viral videos or trending videos that you can even hop onto to potentially help bring some people in, right? Again, we're not trying to go viral every time. If you go viral, great. But, and we've had, we have other episodes about virality and stuff like that. But, follow the trends. That always helps, to try to build and stuff like that. And then, try to stay on a platform for 6 months. Honestly, a single platform, and just try to build that and kind of see where it goes, and then kind of go from there. So, yeah.
cool. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, any types of videos that you'd like us to talk about, let us know. We'd love to explore this space and see anything in the video marketing world that we can grow into with you. So subscribe, let us know anything that'll help you out. So thanks, guys.
See ya.